Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking 6 daily habits from Japanese health experts that don't just add years to your life, but literally add life to your years. We're going to count them down one by one, building up to a surprisingly heartwarming number 1 secret that you can start using today to completely transform exactly how you age.
But first, I want you to think about this for a second. Have you ever wondered why some people just absolutely thrive, cheerfully cooking and shopping for themselves well into their 80s, while others seem to hit a rapid, heavy physical decline as early as their early 70s?
This stark contrast gets right to the heart of the whole aging paradox. Aging isn't just some arbitrary lottery number that randomly gets assigned to you. It's actually the cumulative result of tiny, microscopic daily choices that compound over decades. The dramatic difference between that active 85-year-old and the exhausted 70-year-old? Well, it usually isn't genetics. It actually comes down to the specific, practical routines we're going to explore right now. All right, let's get right into it with our first section, building your physical foundation. This covers habits 6, 5, and 4. These are the absolute non-negotiable daily steps your body desperately needs to maintain its basic strength and resilience. They might sound super simple on the surface, but the way we approach them has to change entirely as we get older. Kicking things off with habit number 6, consistent sleep. A lot of people, especially right after they retire, start sleeping really erratically. They might stay up until midnight just because they don't have an alarm clock waiting for them anymore, and then they sleep long into the afternoon. But doing this severely throws off your circadian rhythm. If you're waking up feeling heavier and more tired than when you went to bed, it's often a lack of this restorative regular rest, not just quote-unquote getting older. Sleep isn't just your body shutting down, it's a highly active biological state. This is the crucial window where your brain actively flushes out toxins that have built up all day and your cells go to work repairing microscopic wear and tear. Without a consistent schedule, that deep cellular cleanup simply gets interrupted. Moving right along to habit number 5. Keep walking, even just a little bit. The most fascinating insight from the experts here is the emphasis on consistency over speed. You see, the people who stay healthy the longest aren't necessarily the fastest walkers or the ones logging 10,000 steps a day. They're simply the ones who never quit. People often stop walking completely because they're afraid of sudden knee pain or just getting overly tired. But stopping entirely, that is a biological trap. The exact moment you stop moving, you start losing the natural lubrication in your joints, and that leads directly to stiffer cartilage, much weaker stabilizing muscles, and a rapid decline in how efficiently your heart and lungs can pump oxygen throughout your body.
So the vital takeaway here is that you do not need to train for a marathon to see incredible benefits. Just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle walking at your own comfortable pace is completely enough to keep this vital habit alive and keep those joints well lubricated. Pick a flat, safe road you know intimately well. Remember, it's not about how many steps you take today, it's about making sure your body feels capable and energized enough to take a walk again tomorrow.
Next up is habit number 4. Protein is the building block. Japanese doctors actually see elderly patients losing muscle at an alarming rate, a condition scientifically known as sarcopenia. And the really surprising part? It's usually not because they're eating too little food overall. It's because their meals, which might just be a bowl of rice and some steamed vegetables, totally lack the necessary protein materials to actually rebuild muscle tissue. Think about it. You can't maintain a sturdy brick house without a constant supply of new bricks, right? Well, you absolutely cannot maintain your physical independence without preserving your muscle mass through targeted nutrition.
But the good news is how incredibly easy it is to fix this problem. You don't need to force yourself to eat massive, heavy steaks if that's hard on your digestion. Just add one simple, accessible item, like a piece of grilled fish, a boiled egg, some tofu, a little natto, or even a serving of dairy to your next meal. That one small, deliberate addition provides the essential amino acids your body demands, protecting your physical independence for the long haul.
Okay, now that the physical mechanics are set in place, let's move into our next section, nourishing your mind. We're entering the top tier of our countdown. Habit number 3 is staying socially connected. We humans simply aren't built to live entirely alone, and the science backing this up is pretty staggering. Long periods of isolation don't just make you feel sad emotionally, they actually make your body physically weaker. In fact, major health research often compares the physical damage of prolonged social isolation to the effects of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. The Japanese Geriatric Society notes a deep, undeniable physiological connection between keeping regular social ties and maintaining the actual muscular strength required to live independently. To show you exactly how powerful this mind-body connection is, consider the story of an 81-year-old man from Aichi. After losing a close friend, he completely withdrew from the world. He stopped going to his local shogi or Japanese chess club. He stopped talking, stopped laughing, and eventually even stopped taking his morning walks. When he finally went to his doctor, he didn't have a specific diagnosable disease on his chart. He just had this heartbreaking, deeply profound complaint. I feel my body getting gradually weaker. But look at the incredible contrast that happened next. His family gently pushed him to return to that shogi club just once a week for a very short visit. They didn't do anything strenuous, they just drank green tea, played a few casual games, and had simple, everyday chats about the weather. Just a few months later, he returned to that same doctor with this beautiful realization. I don't know why, but every morning, I feel the urge to wake up. That is the profound, literal healing power of simply having a conversation and a human connection.
Let's move to habit number 2 and see how this mental engagement builds. Habit 2 is all about keeping your hobbies alive and never stopping learning. True aging doesn't happen just because the calendar pages turn. True aging happens when you no longer have anything to look forward to tomorrow. You have to remember that the brain is very much like a muscle. When you say to yourself, "I'm too old to learn," and you drop your hobbies, the joy slowly drains out of life, and your brain's cognitive function actually dulls. But contrasting that stagnant mindset with the joy of reading a new book, listening to new music, or simply planting a single new flower pot shows us something absolutely vital about neuroplasticity. Age is never a barrier to curiosity. In fact, learning creates entirely new neural pathways at any age. Bringing in a new experience is literally like opening a window and letting a gentle, refreshing breeze blow through the architecture of your mind.
And here we are, the final section, the number 1 secret.
We have reached the absolute climax of our countdown. This is the unexpected number 1 habit championed by Japanese health experts, and it actually sits way above all the physical routines and dietary changes we've discussed so far. The ultimate anti-aging tool isn't a prescription medicine, and it isn't some expensive superfood. It's purpose. In Japanese culture, this concept is often referred to as ikigai, your reason for being, or simply the reason you get out of bed in the morning. It's the profound, beautiful daily realization that you are useful and that you are genuinely needed by someone else today. As long as you feel needed, your body actually finds a tangible, biological reason to keep walking forward.
And what we really need to remember here is that purpose does not have to be a grand, world-changing endeavor. It lives quietly in tiny, warm actions. It's watering the flowers on your front porch because they rely on you to bloom. It's carefully cooking breakfast for your spouse. It's eagerly looking forward to a phone call from your grandchildren, or simply knowing that a neighbor is excited to see you at the market today. Those little everyday things, those are your anchors.
The Japanese Geriatric Society found that seniors who feel they have a distinct role in their home or community stay physically independent much, much longer. Please, never think that because you are aging, your value has somehow shrunk. The unique experiences you've gathered, your seasoned ability to accept others, your encouraging words, they are irreplaceable treasures that younger generations simply cannot replicate. You are immensely valuable right now, exactly as you are. So, as we wrap up this explainer, let's talk about starting your new chapter.
I really want you to remember that while we absolutely cannot stop the flow of time, we have the complete power to choose how we age. We write the pages of our next chapter through these daily micro-actions. So let's look at your toolkit for tomorrow. These are the gentle steps you can take immediately to protect both your body and your soul. Move at your own pace for just 5 minutes today. Add one simple protein to your plate to fight off that muscle loss. Reach out and connect with just one person, even if it's literally just to say hello. And most importantly, find your small spark of purpose.
I'm going to leave you with this one thought to carry with you. When you wake up tomorrow morning, what is the one small thing that will make you smile and want to get out of bed? Find that thing, hold tightly onto it, and let it guide you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this empowers you to embrace your own aging journey with incredible optimism and joy.